Well, hello again, and welcome to another edition of 12 Sports Extra. I'm JP Smollins. We get a special one this week because we have our first Blitz 12 Player of the Week in the house. That's East Providence senior quarterback Jacob Duarte, coming off a massive game in the opener, 176 yards rushing, 3 touchdowns, and then perfect completion percentage, 1 for 1 with a touchdown pass there. To earn Blitz Player of the Week, I think it was like 88% of the votes went your way. That must have been kind of cool.
Yeah, it was.
Talk about that opening night and just what you were able to accomplish with your team.
It felt good. I think it gave us a lot of confidence for the rest of the season because our first game and our first practices, they weren't going that good. But as our practice kept going, we picked it up a lot and started realizing what we need to do.
For that kind of transition from last year's team, I know you had a pretty big senior group, if I remember correctly. Just talk about, I guess, that transition on opening night and just trying to get everybody to the leadership roles and sort of getting everyone where they need to be. What's that process like?
I knew they were ready because I was playing with them since I was little, even on other teams. So with the change, I knew they would be ready for the change in the offense and the defense from JV.
Coach, talk a little about that on your end, sort of having Jacob under center as the senior quarterback. It's a nice thing for you.
We lost a lot of senior players from last year that were key part, and a lot of new pieces stepping in for Jacob. So when he first started as the sophomore, it was an idea of just him trying to control the ball and play with some confidence, not worry so much about the leadership role, let the seniors take care of that, and just kind of progress as the season goes on. And he's a big critic of himself, so he's hard on himself at times. And to kind of keep him positive in that middle and now it's his turn to step up and be the leader. And now his leadership role is really starting to take over. And you saw a lot of it on Friday night against West Warwick.
West Warwick, obviously a team that has had some success over the last few years, and as we're kind of shaping up to was that a challenge you were excited to see on opening night, or maybe would have started a little different? How'd you sort of approach that one?
It was an idea that after Barrington, we made some mistakes against Barrington and kind of down in the red zone fumbled the ball away, so we spent a hard week of cleaning that up. And then just hoping to compete with West Warwick because they're in the top of the division. So if we can go out and be respected and compete with them, it would be good. And then for Jacob to step up, had the game he had, and the kids, their offensive line just did things to open up the nice run game for us. So we didn't have to pass the ball much, which was pretty good. And the triple option's tough to get hold of in a week. So to run it at the speed in which Jacob runs it, it's hard to find a scout team that can do that. So I'm sure that gives us a little bit of an advantage.
All right, let's talk a little bit about that triple option. I think I will, in all fair results, I went to LaSalle, so I played at LaSalle. I think that option, I think I used to have bad dreams about preparing for that. Just in this day and age, obviously football is it's a different sport, but to have an offense like that is just so I guess locked in, and when it's run effectively, it's pretty hard to stop.
It is. We have some good times with it, and we took a lot of the service academies. We have a nice relationship with Springfield, who did extremely well last year, going to I believe the Final Four. We've had them in to work with us with our program. We've also taken our kids to a Springfield game, so it's been nice to see them run at the next level, the higher level, because you're not watching it on a Sunday. So to get them to kind of understand what they're doing, and that's where Jacob's leadership is just really taking off, and the confidence in it. And you can see when he comes off the edge, he really enjoys it, and he kind of just loves taking it. So it's worked out well for us. Sometimes a little bit too much. I wish he'd pitch a little bit now and then, but he's doing well with it.
What the offense? I guess, did you learn it when you were in Pop Warner, or is it kind of how did you pick it up, and what was it first like for you?
Once I got to high school with them, I learned it because we just ran normal stuff in youth. But once I got to high school, it was a big change for me because I never even really seen anything like that or played against it. So running it was fun. It's fun to learn.
And being in your third year now, can you kind of, what coach is going to call? How does that work?
It's smooth. Everything's so smooth. It all feels so normal to me now. Yeah.
All right. Being kind of a leader in that leadership position for you, what's the difference? Do you is it in the locker room? Is it at the practice field? Where does that sort of leadership sort of come out most for you?
I think it has to come out everywhere. Practice, in the locker room, school, outside of school, because we want them to be good at football and a good person. So that will get them like to realize if we show it to them everywhere.
All right.
Leadership.
Good. Talk about sort of your sort of mindset going into the season. Your senior season, did you have sort of preseason expectations for this group, or what did you think was maybe possible, or did you kind of have to see it when it kind of came together in spring practices? Preseason?
Yeah, we lost a lot of starters, so over the summer, I think I had what I think our expectations are, and I think they're pretty high for the season.
Talk about the division and being in your division. I mean, last year, kind of transitioning from last year to this year, and kind of the challenges that are ahead. I mean, sort of how do you sort of approach those?
We just gotta have great practices. I think that's where it starts for us, at that practice, and we all need energy. And if we have energy, we're good. I think that's just how our team is.
Having Coach Stringfellow and just the history of East Providence football to sort of be, 3-year starter at quarterback for East Providence, and kind of when the program is kind of in a good place right now, what's that sort of been like for you?
It's nice. It feels good to win, and just traveling with everybody, and all the coaches help a lot during practice, so it's good.
All right. Coach, for you, obviously he's kind of been the quarterback situation for a while now. How do you kind of balance it with sort of, that communication? Do you sort of give him a little leeway, or how does that sort of work?
That's funny. We just went going through film on Saturday, and we're sitting there watching the film, and he was changing the fullback's path, and I was like, yeah, you can change a fullback's path, but you better not keep the football if you change it. And a few plays later, he kept the football. I said, that's what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
So he kind of moved the read key a little bit, and it worked well for us against West Warwick, and I like that he has that leverage. I like that he comes over. He feels comfortable with what plays look open for him. There's a lot of good communication between them. And he kind of sees the offense. He sees the offense and where the tendencies of where we want to hit occur, and he's able to come off the field and share that with me, which is a huge part of our communication. So,
when you first got him, did you kind of did you see quarterback? Was he is always kind of a quarterback was always your spot, or how did that sort of work for you?
No, I started end of 8th grade, high school, pretty much high school. So it was all new to me. I played all the other positions my whole life, tight end, receiver, defense, all that.
Yeah, he came in, he wanted to be a tight end. And I said, no, you got to give it a shot at quarterback, and we'll see how it rolls from there. And he's really taken to it, so which is a lot to ask of these guys at this level. And I don't know who's getting the ball, honestly, half the time. And every now and then we'll get an inadvertent whistle, and I tell the ref, don't worry about it. That tends to be a good thing. At least our quarterbacks, riding out his option responsibility. So. He's really taken to it, he embraced it. And I think his sophomore year against Moses Brown was really when he started to say, okay, I like this now, where he liked the offense and what we were doing with it. And he unleashed on that game, and I think it was a tight game. It was 40-something, or both teams were in the 40s. It was a close game, high-fought game. And he really, had a big game where he kind of could see the offense, and he could see it clicking, and he could feel the plays versus, waiting for it to happen.
Now, in some of those highlights, one of the games that I was actually at, he a couple of touchdown bombs there. The pass, how does the sort of pass game work in that offense? Where does that stack on the play sheet?
It's funny because we work a lot on it, because when we have to throw, we better make sure things are happening, and we're able to complete the pass protection and the routes. So we spend a lot of time in practice on it, and like I said, unfortunately, if we don't need it, I went to a clinic one time with West Point spring practice, and they spent a lot of time throwing the ball, and asked the question, why do they spend so much time throwing the ball? And he put the number 6 up on the board, and he said, if we throw over 6 times a game, we lose. If we throw under 6 times a game, our winning percentage is 90-some%.
Wow.
And since then, you kind of take that to heart. So when we need to pass, we got to make sure that good things happen.
Right.
So it's been, I know, a struggle for him at some times. Like, hey, I want to throw the ball, but I think really the success of the team takes precedent. I think he understands that and embraces that.
And that arm, is it kind of fun to show it off every once in a while?
Yeah, it's fun. I like throwing the ball.
For you, just kind of in trying to find that balance, right? Success for the team versus sort of personal success. How do you kind of find that happy medium where you just, hey, just as long as we're winning, everyone's winning? Is that kind of the mindset for you?
Yeah. Well, I think we all do it as a team together, and we all keep each other up, like ready to win. Like that's just like our mindset is ready to win. Like we want to go to the championship this year, so it's what all the mindset we have.
And for you as a senior, to be the guy to lead the team back to a Super Bowl or something like that,
Yeah.
what would that mean for you?
I mean, everything to me. It's all. I won a championship since I was 8 years old. With my friends, we've been playing since we were 8. Even on the team today, like me, my friend Brady, Tony, Ethan, like we played our whole lives together, and we've been wanting that forever.
And Coach, if you can just talk a little bit about just kind of, I guess, the momentum maybe in the program with the new school, the new field, the new Friday night lights. It's a little bit different experience than East.
It's a little different. Sometimes you miss Pierce Field. But behind the school, the facilities, everything, Alex Butler, the AD, Sandy Ferran as the superintendent, Principal Black have done a great job to support the program. And it's nice to walk out the back door in that place and see that facility. And we practice on it every day. And believe me, we don't take it for granted. It's an enjoyable place to just be, to work out. The weight room, we started in January. We have the new weight room facilities, so it's been a real, kick boost to the program. So in the 5 years, we started at the old school, and then moving into this facility has really, got some excitement around it. So it's been good that way.
Mm-hmm. Now, as a senior, we talked a little bit about it, but kind of thinking about the future, is college football something you like to pursue?
Yeah, it is. I've been thinking about college football for a while. It's just the atmosphere. It's a whole new life pretty much, and going to play at a different level would mean a lot.
Coach, kind of where do you think maybe he could translate, or where do you think he could maybe fit at the next level?
With his size and strength, he could transition to both sides of the ball. He's got great hands. He could be a receiver. The quarterback, would he fit into it? He'd be a little bit behind in the throwing side of it, just because of our offense. But it wouldn't take him long to pick it up. He loves the game. He's a student of the game, and he does embrace it. Spends a lot of time watching film. So any program that he could help defensively, we've held him back defensively because we really don't have the backup behind him yet.
Right.
So so for 3 years we've been kind of spoiled. I kind of try to protect him a little bit. But the days of protecting them are over. We need him at linebacker. We play him at linebacker. Defensive end, he played defensive end. Made a nice tackle for a loss against Wausau, kind of big 4th down. He punts for us. He kicks off for us. And he does it all, and he'd be an asset to any program.
All right, great. Well, it's quite an endorsement right there. So we got a lot of different options, but not going to put him back at a tight end, are you?
No. If I could find another quarterback, maybe he would go out there. He'd tell when the backup's in, he wants to go out play receiver. So I got to hold him back a little bit, just take a breather.
All right. Okay. Well, good. Well, thank you guys so much for coming in. Congratulations on winning our first Blitz 12 Player of the Week, and then good luck going forward. It's division. Any ideas about who favorites are? Teams you like in the division that you're going to be keeping your eyes on?
I would say right now you'd have to be looking at Westerly.
Yes. Yep.
And South Kingstown repeating again.
Right.
With Dante back, and those are the programs where we're shooting to compete with, right? And that's kind of where we're hoping to, get respect through that.
All right. Well, again, thank you so much for coming in. Congratulations. Good luck the rest of the way. And that's going to give it a wrap for another 12 Sports Extra. This is JP Smollins. Thank you so much for joining us.